do need to think of an intro real quick, so give me a second. I haven't even told you the name of the podcast, which I'll do in the intro right
I'm
now.
so curious.
Okay, here I go. Just give me a second. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, JD. Here on the podcast, we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crap chute.
Oh my
That's
god.
That's the name of the podcast.
Yeah!
And this is my co-host. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Wait, no, sorry. I'm Mayan.
You're my...
Rat and Mayan.
This is my co-host, James/Jimmy. I call him James. A lot of people call him Jimmy.
Hi.
That's just how it is.
Oh my god, yes!
Yep. And since I know that podcast can get off topic really fast, I'm going to dive right into the first topic. Or I guess right into the introduction of us, since that's how first episode podcasts work. We know each other.
Yeah, we know each other.
From high school. Yep.
Oh,
that's
is that
it.
Where we
That's
know
the
each other
back
from?
I think it might have been earlier, but I have
I
bad
thought we met
memory.
once at a Subway, and that was us meeting each other.
At a Subway?
No, I'm just trying to say something stupid.
Yeah, because I was about to say I never go to Subway. Subway's terrible. I hate their sandwiches.
No one who has half a brain goes to Subway.
I'm well, it's this podcast will never be sponsored by Subway.
We don't want to be sponsored by them. They had a fucking pedophile as their mascot.
Yeah, but that's old news, James. Everybody
Is
knows
it?
about Jared.
Yeah, but is that something we should just be like, who? It's like OJ becoming somebody's sponsor right now. Like, yeah, he did kill somebody, but hey, old news.
Old news. Anyway, so I don't know if you remember, James, but I don't actually quite remember how we first actually met.
Neither do I.
Yeah. What middle school did you go to?
I went to Johnson.
Yes, that's where I remember you from now. Because
Okay.
I went to the same middle school. I think we were in like the same class or something. And
Oh yeah, we
maybe
probably were.
maybe
weren't
we had like a common friend that we got to know each other through, I think. I think it was Ben. Ben told me about you.
a Benediah.
Benediah, yep. That Ben. Anyway, ever since then,
Bad Ben.
we're going to fast forward a little bit to high school, like junior year. High school senior year, I think. It was either junior or senior year. I don't know if you
We,
quite remember this conversation that we had, but I was showing you clips of Super Mega, Matt and Ryan.
Yes.
And we were
I
sitting
do.
down in the gym, not actually working, and not playing basketball or anything, because that's what we do in gym class. We just sit around, right?
When we're not in the weightlifting room.
Yes, when we
Pumping
weren't in
these
the
sick
weightlifting room.
Guns.
I think this was like during like a final exam or something. We were inside the gymnasium. What was it? I think we both pitched to each other an idea like we should start a YouTube channel and have a podcast named Crapshoot. And I just remember that like yesterday. I don't know if you remember us having that conversation.
I absolutely remember it because I tried to make that the name of celluloid slaughter.
Crapshoot?
I tried to make it Crapshoot because I'm like, well, we're going to be watching a bunch of shit movies, right? Might as well name it Crapshoot.
I guess so, yeah. So we had that conversation, and I totally forgot about it up until yesterday because I was watching Trash Taste. It's like a podcast made by weebs, pretty much. Just people watched anime, and they were kind of big in the anime YouTube scene. And I was watching
Never heard
it.
of those before.
Yeah, no, it's called Trash Taste. It's pretty good. I watched their podcast and I was like, man, I want to make a podcast. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I had this conversation with you, and I also do a D&D podcast with you.
What we do?
What
Whoa!
Yeah, whoa, that's crazy. You should go check it out. It's in the
Subtle
description.
plug.
I'll link it, and I will because I won't forget.
And if you don't want to sit through all that dumbassery, check out JD's highlight reels. They're fucking amazing.
Yes, but well, basically they're just very cut down versions of the shit that happens in the podcast.
There's a lot that needs to be cut from what's already been cut.
Yeah, I was about to say our recording sessions were really long, and then the video was like you cut it down like you cut out maybe half of it, and it's still really
Dude.
long.
Oh my god, there was so much of like people walking away or just being gone, and
And like I don't know what recording software you use or what editing program you use to edit the videos, but I just have to say, do you like watch your videos after you upload them?
I have like once or twice.
Okay, because I was watching, and it's sort of a problem on your podcast too. Not to just shit on you on my podcast here.
Is that what crap shoot is? You're just shitting on me?
I'll be yes and no. We're family friendly, by the way. Don't worry. That was the first and last curse you'll hear on this episode.
Oh,
Except
whoops.
probably not. I don't think this is
Wait,
gonna
yeah,
be.
like
Yeah. Okay. So, I was watching the D&D podcasts that were uploaded to your channel. Everything's on his channel. I'll link his channel in the description. Anyway, and the second episode and the first episode have they're just really, really quiet.
yeah, that was a big thing on me because when I was originally recording it,
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do the levels properly,
Yeah.
and that was when I had just first started using OBS too.
Yeah.
And I like since then I fixed it. We're a lot louder and everything. I know how to change the gain afterwards, so it sounds better.
Yeah. Like a post production kind of thing.
Yeah, and I just felt so stupid. Like I was like, we're so quiet, and then like I didn't want to make us super loud because then you could hear the fucking sound of my laptop on its last legs.
Yeah. Your laptop's dying breath.
Because the first 3 episodes of it were recorded on the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so like thankful that I finally upgraded to an actual PC. I've now got better Wi-Fi too, and it's like I've got all the things I've always wanted.
Wow.
Things
That
that
sounds
work.
great. Life's just going up from here.
Well,
Well, some aspects of it, I guess.
I still have to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, no, you should go check out the podcast. They're still really funny, even if they're really quiet. I think the only problem with listening to them is that you just have to turn up the volume a lot. But if you have to do something else, like you're playing a game while you're listening, you might have to turn down the volume on your game like quite a lot in order to hear what's happening in the podcast.
You
And
also might want to turn down your volume in some areas because for some reason, in the first part, as far as I'm aware, the first part only, there are a bunch of weird audio issues with the background music I was using.
oh yeah, yeah, like some of the audio ambience was like really loud for some reason in some parts.
Yeah,
That
and
was in my highlight, but I just thought it was really funny. I thought.
I was like, why the fuck did the dungeon music get so loud? I didn't make
Yeah.
I remember I clipped it in and I like made sure it was quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm so confused why it got loud. And I like the people that I got the audio from. They're really cool and everything, and they like allow you to use the audio for your own podcast
Oh, that's cool.
because they're like, "Hey, I'm a dad and I run a D&D game for my kids, and this is the audio I've made to like do this for them.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone can use this. Go ahead.
What a
I'm fine
nice
with
dad.
it." Yeah, and I'm like, "Cool, I'll use it." And then I didn't know how to edit at all and would just fuck it up.
Yeah, I guess yeah, that would happen. That reminds me. So I guess going back on the topic of why I made this podcast and like the inspirations, right? So yeah, I saw Trash Taste. It was really good. You should check it out if you haven't. But I kind of wanted to host my own podcast here, and I wanted someone who I guess already has a little bit of experience with the podcast scene. And I was like, wait, James, perfect, right? The guy I talked about having a podcast with all those years ago. We got them finally. They're here.
Well, 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 what took so long?
A lot of things happened
A lot.
between us talking about it and now today. One of them being the pandemic.
Yeah, that's a big contributing factor to why this just a bunch of like the stuff that I'm coming out with has been delayed.
Yeah.
In the podcast, I had to find because originally the podcast was going to be something I was going to do in person for everyone. I
Yeah.
was going to have like 4 mics set up so that we could all use them.
Yeah,
I
like the
brought
D&D
dice,
podcast you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I had gotten all this stuff prepared to do that in person. Then pandemic hit, and I had to change to doing it online, which is why there's so many problems with the beginning couple episodes.
Yeah, yeah, that it would happen like that. So I want to ask you, James, um, have you ever had like previous experience on YouTube or like editing videos or anything like that before the D&D podcast and the celluloid slaughter one that you have on your channel?
Yeah, my brother used to do videos for school,
Yeah.
and he would also upload them to YouTube, and I would just be a part of them to help out or to be in them if he ever needed me to be.
Ah, okay.
That's like really all my experience with it, though.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Just so you
Which,
know, this is probably going to be a really casual podcast. I don't really have like specific topics that I really want to talk about. I just have them here for like the first episode, just because it's like they're like an introductory one, right? So, yeah. Anyway, um, is there like a specific goal you have on your YouTube channel, or is it just like it's like a hobby and you just want to put stuff on it to look at it back
I
later?
mean, it's kind of like I want to be able to make something that like I'm not expecting to get big from doing any of
Oh,
this.
of course, of course. It's
I'm
really
not
hard to do
expecting to
that.
be, yeah, I'm not expecting to be, you know, the next Broadswords or Critical Role or anything.
Hmm.
I don't think I'm going to be huge from making these podcasts, but I'd like to at least show that I could, and I just really want to build like something that if I ever try to go into like working for a production company or something, I
Right.
can show them like, hey, I made this. I'm not just some idiot. I mean, I am, but I'm a
Yeah.
competent idiot.
Right, right. And you're just gonna just exclude the first like 3 episodes of the D&D podcast.
I
Just go straight to like episode 4. Be like, yeah, this is what I made. I did this.
no, well, technically, I really like episode 3, even though it also is using like 3 different audio sources for all of us.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to fix it because there's a lot of overlap because for some reason the phone that I was talking to you guys through, because I recorded my audio separately onto a complete separate device while doing the main audio with you guys, and I was
Yeah.
talking through my phone to talk to you guys because of how bad the internet was, and
Right.
oh, it was just a nightmare.
I know. I think I've been through that too. It's just so much more complicated than what you think it could be for a podcast.
Podcasting ain't easy.
It ain't easy being.
It ain't easy
Anyway,
being easy.
okay. I also want to ask you about like is there like a like an inspiration for you? I know you touched on this like briefly, but I think it was off camera, right? When we were just talking like after we recorded the podcasts. But like, why did you want to make like a D&D podcast specifically? Is there like a reason for it?
Um, I'd always been interested in D&D. You know, it was always something that like the people around me are like, "Oh, that's lame," and I got into that mindset. But then I found shows like Dimension 20 and Critical Role where they just
Yeah.
it's so enticing and just like interesting. It's being able to play all these characters and just be this, just I don't know, just be able to tell this awesome story, and it's just that was so interesting to me because I just love the idea of just being able to build this big story and it not just being me who knows it. Like I can share with my friends and they're a part of it, and that's just the main reason I got into it. And
Yeah.
in high school, I played one game of D&D,
Yeah.
and I didn't understand the game at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I I played. It was my first time, and I was a paladin dwarf
Yeah.
named Discovery Channel.
Discovery Channel?
I was like, what could be the stupidest name? Discovery Channel.
Discovery Channel. No, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful name.
And I did an Irish accent for like 5 minutes, but then I realized the only Irish accent I know is the character from Brave, and I just kept repeating, "If you could change your fate, would you?
If you could change
Would
your
you?
fate, would ya?
If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?"
Yeah, I guess humble beginnings, right?
Right. I
Okay.
was a I was a complete idiot, and it was like, but it was fun.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the game immediately after, everyone died,
Yeah.
but it was so much fun because it was like I don't know, I've never really had that type of experience before, and it was so interesting, and I just loved to just play the game and have it with other people.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good. I was just a little bit interested because when you pitched the idea to me of being in the D&D podcast, uh, when I joined, you were like, I don't really have that much experience in D&D, right? So I'm like, so we have a host who doesn't have that much experience in D&D.
A
That's
host
okay.
who's never played, or
Yeah, he's played like one game, but maybe it wasn't a serious game or a super serious game, right?
right, it was a very joking game
Yeah,
just between a
very
bunch of
casual
friends.
game. And then we have like a team of people who also either have not played it or have played very casual games, excluding Gabe. Um,
Excluding.
yeah, excluding Gabe. And so I was like, so why is this podcast like a D&D podcast? And it's like it's literally like the worst. You take like the worst ingredients to make a soup, pretty much. That's what the D&D podcast was at first.
I don't know, I'm just taking whatever I've got, throwing it against the wall, and hoping it sticks.
You're right. You're right. Hoping
I
it's
was,
elastic.
you guys, everyone involved is someone I've known for a while and are good friends with. I've known Abel since I think since I was 5,
A wee lad.
a wee lad.
Yeah.
And I've just always wanted like to be able to do something that I could just include all of my friends, and I realized, oh wait, none of these people know each other except through me.
I mean, as much as I love meeting new people and stuff, uh, y- meeting, I already know, like, it's not like they were complete strangers to me. I already know, like, Abel, and I know Noah, obviously. Um,
Right.
I think the only people who I pretty much have no idea with, or like zero interactions with, are Gabe and Abel's friend who just joined the D&D like
Same
very
with me.
recently.
I've never met him before.
You've never met Abel's friend there?
Nope. I
Oh,
saw him once while out and saw Abel. And I'm like, okay, hey. And then I just said, yeah, we
really?
talked for like a little bit, and I've never met him before.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling when he was like talking about joining the D&D, and you were like, okay, and I was like, wait a minute, does James not know this guy?
No, I didn't know him, but it was like, I mean, sure, why not?
I guess it was just happening.
It's, a game with just 3 people as the players is fine, but it's like, it's also, we could build up this big group and everything.
Right. I guess just the more the merrier, right?
Right.
He doesn't seem like too bad of a guy either. I think he's pretty. At certain points, he could be really funny. He definitely adds to the, I guess the environment of just murder and kill that the podcast kind of has.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, when um, when we shifted gears and you became DM, um, there was like a point where it was like I think you like mentally, in my mind at least, you like mentally snapped or something, and like you were looking back on it, it was really funny. But at that point in time, I was trying to hold back my laughter because it seemed like a really serious moment. You were trying to get a message to us, and we weren't really listening. But it was what was it? I don't remember which episode it was, but it was soon after you became DM, and we were just trying to kill the old man in the
Right.
shop. We were just straight up trying to kill him. I already stole his sword or something, and like you were like, "Please, guys, we I need you to stop trying to do this stuff, and we need you to continue with the story." So what was that exactly, James? Please elaborate.
Um, you know, everyone can play their game how they want to and everything, and I get
Of
that.
course.
But also, I'm not trying to have. I just didn't want the game to just end up being, hey, let's go around, beat up, and kill all these people and just steal from them.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I was trying to enforce that, and I realized the point didn't get across because early on it wasn't very, just
Because early on, it was pretty much exactly that.
yeah, and it wasn't made very clear to you guys that like these people are just they're just people that are like basically under sort of mind control and everything. They're not like fully aware of everything they're doing and everything, and it's like they're prisoners as much as the characters are. And I was like, I don't want you guys to beat them up because this is if I'm not
Yeah.
trying to like steer the campaign and everything. I want it to be you guys discovering the stuff and everything, and I'll just play to that.
Right.
But I
And
also don't want you guys to just, because if you keep on this path, it will not end well. Because if you had killed them, the 20 guards that were standing at the center of the town would have killed you.
yeah, there's like no way to kind of you would have to you have to pull like a CW kind of thing and just plot armor us like all the way if you want us to live, that kind of thing.
You know, Flash doesn't have any speed force the whole season because of bullshit. And then all of a
Right.
sudden he
And
gets
then
all this
Iris
speed
becomes like a superhero or whatever. I don't know.
for one episode.
Yeah, for one
At
episode.
only one
One
point
episode.
is she actually, we are the Flash means something.
All right, we're derailing a little bit, but I think that pretty much wraps up like a little bit behind the scenes. Unless you want to like talk a little bit more about anything that goes on behind the scenes for the D&D podcast.
Um, you know, it's a lot of fun. I'm designing a bunch of new characters for you guys to interact with right now.
Yeah, sounds good.
Even doing some visual stuff, and there are so many characters you guys haven't met yet, and I'm just so excited for you to meet them. Especially with the town that you're currently heading to in the campaign.
Right, right.
It, there's some stuff there that I'm very excited because it's going to, just like the Feel the Song, it's going to add more to the story on a larger scale of like what actually happened, like what you'll be told happened, what you'll actually see happened.
That sounds great. I love the story. I think I honestly think the story is pretty good. Like the one that you wrote up for the D&D podcast. It's just that what was it? It's just like everybody has this mentality of like they're the main character and they can do whatever they want, and so they just wreak havoc everywhere in this like
Right.
setting that you made.
I just don't want this to feel like, because I want everyone to feel like they're the main character. That's why I'm asking you guys so much about like your character's story and everything, because I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna give you all your own episode, your own story and everything, and I just want this to feel like it's for everyone, but I also don't want it to just be like, yeah, but we're also gods and we can do anything. Like,
Monster truck
no.
rally.
Yeah, this isn't a monster truck.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that. It's just that I guess like the mixture of you trying to make sure this is a good and cohesive story that has like comedic elements to it or more focus on the comedic side, and then like us, who's like we don't really take it seriously, and not only do I think some of us don't really care too much about the story, and they just want to kill. They just want to do something, and that that
I
mix that mix kind of makes it really funny to me.
Abel literally forgot he killed like 3 people.
Yeah, he was a murderer, dude. Like he straight up murdered. So actually, I kind of forgot too, but like I don't think I murdered like as much as Abel did.
I was just like joking for the character, but then like he kind of gets quiet and is like, "Hey, James, real quick, did I actually kill people?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "What?
I forgot that was
You
a
literally
thing.
burned a man alive.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, you killed people."
I need to be a little bit careful about the audio for this episode because
Oh,
I don't know if
sorry.
you noticed, but no, it's not your fault. I'm talking about my mic. I don't know how it sounds to you, but my microphone, I already showed you, right? Like I'm using basically a headset microphone to talk.
Sounds pretty alright.
It
Yeah,
sounds
it
it
sounds
sounds
alright.
good. It sounds okay, but I don't have a pop filter for it because I don't know. It just didn't come with one. And okay, so I have a lot of problems with this microphone, and it would just all be solved if I had the funds to just buy like a nice XLR microphone. But I kind of don't want to do that because I'm lazy and I'm also trying to save money for stuff. And this microphone is like, if this microphone was like god awful, like horrible shit, I would probably buy another one. But since this microphone is just good enough that it's passable, I cannot do that, right? So there's like an issue, or so this microphone's usually it's super quiet. I don't know if we had that problem on the podcast where my mic specifically was really quiet.
No, it was just more of like I accidentally turned everyone's audio down too much. You guys sounded perfect,
Okay, but
minus Abel.
yeah, Abe was a little bit more quiet than the rest of us. I think because he was just farther away from his like microphone, I guess, on his phone. But this microphone that I'm using, um, the default settings made it so it sounded basically like the podcast, but normally, like if I was listening to the podcast. But so I turned up the the level, the sensitivity of this microphone, like all the way up. It's maxed out on the system, and not only that, sometimes in post, I also turn up my microphone, like even more because it's just too quiet. But the thing is, because it's so sensitive, I have to keep it in a very specific location. Otherwise, it will peak very badly. And when it usually peaks whenever I like make a loud burst of noise, like say laughing. So I'm gonna try not to laugh that much during this podcast.
No.
So if you make it, so I'm just trying to say, if you make a joke and I don't laugh, don't worry about it. It was probably a
Okay.
funny joke.
So what you're saying is I need to tell the funniest joke.
What I'm saying is you should try to uh, make an interesting conversation. Or I guess we're gonna. I think in my mind, all the conversations we have are kind of interesting, at least to some degree, because there's like we both have like a wider diversity of vocabulary about talking about things than like say someone our age, I guess. Right? It's not like I sit here and all I say is let's get this bread or like yeet.
Poggers, my guy.
Poggers, yeet. This bread should be got.
Let's
Anyway,
wake and bake, boys.
yeah, since this podcast doesn't really have like a direction, if you have any topics that you just want to talk about now or like just need to get out of your system, feel free to pitch it and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about Marvel.
Okay. What about Marvel, James?
I don't like any of anyone's costume.
You don't like the costume design in Marvel movies?
I despise it.
Oh, so it's
I
not just dislike, it's actual like hate.
I cannot express enough.
Hmm.
Like, I will say this.
Yep.
I deeply enjoy the Black Panther suit they used in Civil War in the beginning of the Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
I hate the suit they used after the fact because, firstly, I'm not a big fan of just characters wearing morph suits, basically, and that's what it was.
Oh, so it's just like it's just like parts added onto the suit?
Yeah, it was just a morph suit, and it's like, okay. And then they CG'd over it, and I don't know. It felt like really lazy, and it's like, yeah, okay, sure.
It's
But
like they're really trying to um, get like a unique take on the suit for the movies, but like they're trying too hard and it shows.
it feels like they're not trying enough
Ah,
because they'll like, I'll say this. The suits do have a bunch of like etching in them and stuff and like they're very detailed,
right.
but then either you never get actually shown this or the they'll just CG over it with a bunch of other stuff and it'll make it look so weird and bizarre. It's like
Mm,
there's so much floating head type stuff where they don't have to do that.
yeah. Yeah,
Eh,
I do see some of those issues in Marvel movies. Um,
I think the only suit I actually really like from the Marvel movies is Mysterio.
Mysterio suit.
I
Oh
mean
shit!
it.
Sorry,
I
I
like
laughed there. Mysterio suit. Yep.
Yeah, I just really like the detail of it and everything. I like that it is a practical suit. It's not just a morph suit. It's got like all the scales on it and everything. It's a very 3D texture. It's blocky, and it's just like
It feels real.
it looks great. It feels real. And if he was actually this magical character from another world, it would be believable. But it's also believable that it's just a prop suit, and it's like that's amazing. That's good. Why
Yeah.
can't we just get this in every movie though?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Because like we get in that same movie, we get Spider-Man's suit, and it's just another morph suit.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Um, I think us talking about movies though is kind of interesting because I'm more of like a casual consumer of movies. I guess you would say I'm like just the normie of Marvel superhero movies. Like I walk into the theater, I see the movie, and I'm like, okay, that was cool, and then I leave, and I don't really pay attention too much. But so and I guess I can you can teach me about how some of the finer details piss you off, and that's basically it.
Oh, oh, perfect.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Then
Hmm.
let me get started.
Go
Iron
ahead.
Man.
Be my guest.
I oh, I despise all of the new Iron Man suits and armor.
By new, what do you mean new? Like after Iron Man 3 or
Uh, because I kind of really do. They do use the practical suit a lot in that movie, and I just think that suit looks very good.
yeah,
But it's like it also they just use a bunch of CG suits as well, and it's
right.
but it really it's after Iron Man 2. It's
After
like
Iron
we
Man
didn't.
2, so there's just the first Iron Man and then the second Iron Man you were good with the suit.
Well, hold on, never mind. I guess after Avengers, in actuality.
Okay.
Yeah, it was after Avengers that they stopped actually trying with the suit. They were just like gave up on trying to make the stuff look good. They just threw him in a bunch of fucking onesies or just Under
yeah.
Armour t-shirts and then
Yeah.
just put on like super cheap plastic and stiff looking like upper torso stuff.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you look at any of the behind the scenes like shots like for Age of Ultron, it's a guy in an Ultron suit and an Iron Man suit, with their arms like straight at their sides and very blocky torsos, just
Oh.
walking around in like red onesies, and it's like, what is this? This is so lazy.
Definitely
Like
doesn't feel
you
like there's
couldn't
a
just
huge budget
fucking
in this.
make like you guys you couldn't make the suits, or I don't know, you couldn't make them like better looking, like
Of
less
course not, James.
plasticky or
What do you think
something.
they are, rich?
I don't know. Maybe this is a multi-million-dollar project. How would I know?
It's not like they're owned by a huge company that owns like everything in the movie industry and also animation
Basically,
industry. Disney
and
sponsor
then
me. No.
sponsor us, sponsor
Sponsor
us,
us.
sponsor us. But
Never
yeah,
get it.
it's like after Avengers was like the last time they really tried. In Captain America: Civil War, they're just wearing like only the helmet, and even sometimes then they're not even wearing that. Oh, the CG is just so rough in that movie that it's hard to watch.
In the Avengers, the first one?
No, Civil War,
Oh,
Captain
Civil War?
America.
That
Yeah,
yes, I did realize. I did notice that as like a casual watcher of that movie. I went in and watched it, and I think especially at the airport scene with Iron
that
Man in
airport
it,
scene.
that was that was tough. That was rough.
I in that same movie, they also had my favorite Spider-Man suit.
The new Spider-Man suit,
Yeah,
the new Spider-Man suit, to me, is is okay, but it definitely feels a lot more like fake and CG than like
oh,
say.
no, 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 no. I'm not talking about that.
Oh, which one are you talking about then?
I'm talking about the real suit that they used for the film. The amazing, beautiful looking suit
The
that
one with
they
like the
said,
tiny spider
"Oh,
on the
yeah,
chest?
that one."
That one?
Here, I'll send it to you.
Sure.
That I just think this looks amazing. And it's like you got the 3D
Oh
webbing.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't look just like just straight material, and it looks great.
It does look really good. It
I
looks
love
really
it
good.
so much, and then they ruin it because the CG one, the webbing, it's like imprinted in the suit. It's so light, and the texture, the pattern on it makes no sense.
Oh yeah,
Like,
right. It's I mean, I guess to be fair, it's kind of hard to get like the CG webbing right to make it feel like it's like a thread on top of the suit and not just part of the suit, like
right.
embedded in.
But
But
then also,
it's still like you have a huge budget. You should be able to do that.
like, look at these two suits and tell me that the one on top is not better. Like, look at the webbing, look at the pattern, and tell me that doesn't look somewhat weird.
I really do like the first picture better. It looks real. It looks like I'm gonna put. I'll maybe put up the pictures during the podcast so you can so the viewers can see it if they want to. But I do like the first one better. He also
I also
smiling
like.
too. He probably likes that suit better too.
Oh yeah.
Tom Holland.
Also, look at that red stripe that goes on the arm. I know it's like such a small detail, but it's like, it's so nice looking and everything.
Yeah, it
I don't
adds
know.
like a little flair to the suit. You know, it's not like just red and blue. It's like red. It's blue. It has stripes. It's got textures.
And then you got the fucking. You got. Sorry, I keep saying it. I'm sorry.
What are you saying?
I said I cursed. I know you said to keep it family friendly.
I was joking.
Oh, okay
Yeah,
then.
I was very sarcastic when I said there was going to be no cursing on this.
If
Um,
you look at the CG suit, it's like it's so feathery. Like you're using a rough model and haven't rendered it and like 3D and everything. It
yeah,
doesn't look finished, and that's
yeah,
my big problem with Civil War is that they they make so like even the Black Panther suit in that movie is CG'd over for no reason.
you're right about
It
that one.
like there are so many up close shots where it's CG'd and it's like, but it looked perfect, and I love it. I just love the practical suits so much more. They look phenomenally more better. They will just feel better than just wearing a pajamas 3D tracking suit. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's my
you're right.
that's my biggest gripe with future Marvel movies is that they've just gotten so lazy with like design and everything.
I think
It's
isn't it like just easier to just CG something in nowadays because like the programs are just so good. It doesn't take the effort that it takes to like make a real physical suit. Is that like
yeah,
the reason why?
it's the cheaper option, it's the easier one, but
Right, right.
I don't know. I feel like this is always one of those like quality over like I don't know, cost and everything. It's like the quality looks so much better. It just oh, it just looks better. I think it's so much better to have that physical look and suit.
Right. Yeah, and
Just like
I did hear about you talking about like you dabbled a little bit on Civil War in one of your celluloid slaughter episodes. And
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I mean, when I first watched the movie at least, I didn't really think too much about it like as really like casual goer. I just thought the movie was like what was it? It was kind of an interesting take cuz I focused more on like the plot, right? Like of this the conflict between uh, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris I don't remember his name.
Evans.
Right, that one.
Yeah, it was definitely a good story. I feel like it was used way too soon though.
Yeah, you think
Just
it was too soon?
time wise. Yeah, it I don't know. It just felt like it was done too soon and like it wasn't done to its fullest potential either.
They do like time skip quite a bit in the Marvel universe.
I think they got a great actor to play the main bad guy, Zemo, Daniel Brohl. He's like a fantastic German actor and everything.
Yeah.
And he's so incredibly underused. And then they had him in that role, and I realized, oh,
You
we're
know,
not gonna see him ever again.
yeah, as like someone as like someone who's really casual going about it, I didn't really actually pay that much attention to Xeno. I thought he was just like another side character. I didn't even realize he was the villain up until like the fifth, like maybe like the like a little bit more than halfway into the movie, when he's like actually doing like bad stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that guy. He's like a villain type of thing.
But JD, he's not the villain when you really think about it, because the villain
Okay, okay,
was the
James, we can go
lies we've
that
been
way. We
keeping.
can go that
The
way, and I
villain
guess
was
we
the
are. So
lies
I
that
guess we're
we
just
kept
going
the
that way.
whole time. The villain is the lies that we don't tell each other the truth about our best friend killing our other best friend's parents,
The real villain is
even
the
though he was
friendships that
hypnotized
are
and
sunk.
drugged.
How hard did that twist hit you?
Not very, because
Because
I
you knew about
thought,
it?
no, I just thought he knew.
Oh,
I thought Iron Man knew that Winter Soldier killed them already.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
I kind of expected that because Bucky is well, okay. Um, I don't know how popular the Winter Soldier is in like normal groups, but he's not like he's pretty low on my favorite character list in the Marvel universe.
I can understand that.
It
Yeah,
might be because he's not shown that much, and he's like always like a kind of a side character almost, right? And he
they
like
kind of
doesn't
like
really get the
beat it into
spotlight
your
that
head
much.
that he's important, but they don't really show that he is.
Yeah, they're really like telling you that like man, but like I think the only time he was actually like I actually cared a lot about him as a character was actually in the first Captain America movie when he didn't have the robotic arm.
Yeah, when he was just the best friend and everything.
Yeah, when he was just the dude. I can do this all
Okay,
day.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. His metal arm is so much more buff than his actual arm. And
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's the only reason they have him wear the leather jacket to hide that fact. But it's just so jarring because he's just like, I was watching Infinity War the other day and he just got this fucking jacked arm and then his other arm looks like a noodle in the jacket gave him and it's like, what is this?
I don't know why they did that. Maybe
Why not just cast it to his actual arm and then just, go off that rather than some big buff arm
I don't
design?
think they would have gotten a lot of flack if they just made the arm a little bit smaller.
No,
The
they wouldn't
robotic
have.
one. Hmm.
It's sorry, this is another one of those things that's like such a small detail no one cares, but it's like
Yeah.
I always notice and it's like to me it's
It gets on your
distracting.
nerves. You know what
Incredibly.
really grinds my gears?
Marvel.
Winter
Ah,
Soldier's arm.
it really does. It's so big.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
I just
By the way, what do you think about Endgame?
it being fully honest, it's one of my least favorite Marvel movies.
Really?
I know that's a super controversial thing to say, and I know it's like, oh, well, you just hate Marvel. No, I deeply enjoy Marvel. I'm excited for a lot of the Marvel movies that are coming out. I'm excited for Black Widow. I'm excited for Captain Marvel 2,
Yeah.
which the reason I'm excited for it is it's got a new director.
New
And
dir-
I totally
Hopefully.
think, JD, as we talked about in high school,
Um,
Captain Marvel was not a good movie.
yes, you did.
I don't know.
I never watched it because I was not. I'd say that Captain Marvel was like, if you were just a regular do-gooder of Marvel, you generally you wouldn't go and just watch it on your own, right? There's a movie you go watch with your friends or something to go make fun about, and I didn't watch it, so yeah, just a preface.
I'd been under the impression that you had watched it this entire time.
No, I still have not watched Captain Marvel since we talked about it in high school.
She was a villain in that movie, dude. She
I
caused
know
so much
exactly what
public
happens. I just
property
haven't watched it.
damage.
Yes.
She's a villain. And the movie does not paint her as a good guy
The director
ever.
definitely, I think he kind of misstepped there with
It was
how they
a
portrayed
husband and
Captain
wife
Marvel.
duo that was directing it, actually.
Is it a duo? What?
Yeah, a husband and a wife were directing and wrote it.
You know, I don't think if you were gonna duo direct a movie, I think it should be more of like someone who you're not biased towards liking, because if you direct a movie with someone else and you both have like kind of similar views and you don't ever question each other's decisions and the movie turns out shit because you both have shit taste, and that's just how it goes.
Right. I really am excited for the new director and everything, and I think it's going to be a better movie. And yeah, I'm not a hater of Marvel. I just dislike
Oh
a
no, of
lot of the
course you're not,
stuff that
James. No one thinks that.
everyone thinks that.
Do you get? Has there been a comment yet or anything like that about any of your celluloid slaughter pasts? Like you just hate Marvel.
No, I haven't gotten that there.
Okay. Oh, you've gotten it somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay.
Back in high
Okay.
school, I would always be told that I'm just a Marvel hater
By your friends.
because I hate, yeah, because I would like come in and I would be like, "Hey guys, let's talk today" and everything.
Yeah.
And we'd talk, and the discussion would somehow get around to a Marvel movie, and I would just be like, well, I think this and this, and then be like, well, that's just because you hate the movie. Well, no, I just don't think they did this and this good.
You're right about
I
that.
think Civil War has an interesting story. I don't think that it was very well executed though, and I think it was way too rushed of a project, as you can
Hmm.
tell by the quality of just everything that happens. It feels super like in the film even everything feels very rushed at you.
You're right about that. You're right about that. Um, just to like clarify, even though it's a little bit late, but just to clarify, you don't think Marvel movies are like bad, right?
No,
Yeah,
I
you don't think they're
deeply
bad. You
enjoy it.
think they're like they're good at least.
Yeah,
Um, and it's just like they have so much potential, and you're disappointed that they didn't capitalize on that.
yeah. There's
Okay.
a with Endgame specifically.
Yeah.
it, I I had so much hope for it because the first trailer made it seem like it would actually take itself seriously, which is something I really wanted of it to do
Hmm.
because it was just coming off Infinity War, which every like half of everyone just died.
Right.
And
Right.
what the first scene we get, other than Hawkeye's family dying, which I thought that was a great scene, it was like,
That was a pretty good
okay,
scene.
we're being shown what happened to him and that this is still something serious.
That was a tearjerker. Yeah.
Hawkeye had like all my favorite scenes in that movie.
In Endgame.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I was so like excited because I avoided like most of the other trailers and everything because I didn't want to just see all the jokes that I knew that they put in. I was like, I just want to keep this idea that it'll be serious. I want to believe that they will actually play on that. And instead, after that, the first thing we get is Nebula and Iron Man just riffing in space,
Yeah, you're right about that.
and then just Tony Stark being an asshole to everyone for no reason, actually. Like, he has no reason to be an asshole to everyone, yet he is, but okay.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's not your fault, James, that you don't understand the deep intricacies
Ah,
of why
yeah,
he's an
sorry.
asshole.
Sorry. I forgot that
Yeah.
character development's a thing. Be a
Yeah, I
shame
know.
if Marvel ever actually decided to use that, though. Yeah,
Sometimes they forget.
be nice
They
for
don't
one of
forget with
them
Captain
to.
Marvel though. I'll give him that.
No,
Captain
no,
Marvel's
no,
character
no.
is pretty goddamn on point as being
She
an
has
asshole.
stayed solid.
Yep,
She has
rock
stayed
solid.
solid from her solo movie to her only other movie, in that her character is an asshole who is better than everyone.
And she knows it.
Uh,
And that character
but
knows that they're an asshole. And they know that they're better than everyone.
but where was she during Infinity War and any other event?
Hey man, listen. She was
I'll know.
her reasoning. Okay, I can sort of back it. She's
Can you?
busy. She's busy somewhere else saving some other plan. That's why half the universe died.
What?
No, why? What's wrong? Take cat got your tongue. Literally speechless.
Oh, she just like she was. I don't know why she was so mean to everyone. It's like, what did you do?
Nothing, as far as I saw.
We fought Thanos before and we didn't beat him then. That's because he didn't have me. Well, why weren't you here then?
Man, I wish it would have been great if you were
Literally, so
there.
many planets have already died before he got to Earth. He literally decimated the planet from the first Guardians movie. Where were you then? Weren't those your people?
Right. Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, um, I have something to come out with about that.
Uh-oh.
I've kind of been keeping. I know you might shag on me for this, but I've been kind of keeping it a little bit on the down low up until now. But I've never watched a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
JD, what movies have you watched?
I've watched everything in the Marvel universe except Captain Marvel and all of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
The Guardians are the best movies in
I
there,
know.
though.
I know people tell me that. I've seen it online everywhere when it came out. Everyone's like, "Wow, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was like the best Marvel movie." It probably still is, and like anyone like it's so good that anyone can watch it and enjoy it because it's just a good time. And the other Guardians of the Galaxy movies are pretty good too, and I should watch them, but I just don't. And I don't know why.
You're making a mistake by not. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 has like such a great story, and then they just abandoned that story. They just say, "Fuck it,
Yeah,
whatever."
the only time I really, the first time I actually saw Guardians of the Galaxy on screen, I think, was Infinity War. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy there.
You're
That
like,
was it.
who are these losers?
Yeah, I was like, I knew who they were, and I saw the trailers and stuff for the movies. It's just the thing is, I think I was going through my phase of, like, if, of like me slowly not watching movies to transferring to just watching like YouTube and stuff, because right now I haven't watched like a full movie in quite a while. That might be because I only have so many TVs in my house and my parents, and since it's quarantine, right? So I'm living with my family right now, and
Right.
they're the ones that are kind of just hogging the TVs and watching shit on them. And I could watch Netflix and stuff on my computer, but I would rather play video games and or I guess make videos like this. So I guess I just haven't been watching that much. And that's around when Guardians of the Galaxy came out is when I was starting to get into like this phase. So yeah, that's why I didn't watch it. Don't hate on me for that.
Shame on you.
Maybe eventually I'll watch it. I don't know.
It's
I like
they're
you're probably like I know I can't see you right now, but you're probably like shaking your head. You have like your face in your hands, and you're like, Jesus Christ, I cannot believe I've been talking to a guy who hasn't watched Guardians of the Galaxy.
Can you see me right now? How do you know that?
Well, I mean, I know you, James. I know you probably don't think I know you, but I know you.
I know who you are.
I know who you are, Dylan.
Okay,
But
sorry,
yeah,
I've
continue.
been looking for the picture of Winter Soldier with the arm that I was talking about.
Right.
I'm gonna send you it real quick.
Okay. And I guess this is a perfect time to put it on screen. Me, after I come back and watch through this.
Sorry, I keep doing this to you.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine, dude.
Wait,
Ah,
it's a
yes.
bit grainy, but like look at the arm.
I do see it now. It doesn't even matter if it's grainy because it's just so
Freaking-
obvious. My
It's
God.
a balloon.
It's really it's like if someone had a body and like their arm, if their arm, no, their body was like is like 20% body fat and their arm is like 3% body fat. That's what it looks like.
Why did they even have to remove the sleeve?
I don't know. He's
don't
just showing off the
understand.
arm, dude.
Why is he? I
He
feel
goes
like that's
he
something
goes
you
into
shouldn't
Ross.
do.
You know, I like to think that when he buys like shirts and stuff, he goes into Ross and he's like,
Goes
"Excuse
to
me, do you have any
Ross.
shirts that just have one sleeve?" I just need one sleeve,
It's one.
just one. I mean, I guess I could buy like two sleeves and cut off one of them, but like that's a lot of work. I'd just rather
Ripped.
just buy one that doesn't have a sleeve, you know.
My God,
Robot
look
troubles.
look at the shape of his forearm and then compare it to the other arm.
Yeah,
It's
it's
oh
uncanny
my God.
is the best word I can find for it. It's
Alright,
uncanny.
it's just like stuff like that. It's like, why did they do this? Because it isn't like that in any other scene. Like it looks like he has actual muscle and the arm's not that big, but I don't know. It still just feels weird.
It feels weird. It looks weird. It just is weird.
Robo Jesus.
Yeah. Robo
Sorry, wait,
Jesus.
that's Keanu Reeves in the now delayed 2077 Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I've been seeing Keanu Reeves in a lot more different stuff nowadays. Ever since John Wick came out, he's been super popular.
Well, JD, didn't you know? He's
What?
back.
He's John Wick's back?
Yeah, it was just more like a reference to the John Wick movie where they keep saying, "Hey, John, you back?
You back
I'm
yet?"
back."
Hey, John.
Hey, John. Hey, Billy.
Noise complaint? That scene is just so good. I love that scene.
That we never get anything after that. It's like,
Okay.
does he know this cop?
I know I don't watch movies now, but if a John Wick movie came out, I would watch that movie. Like I would go out of my way to go and watch that movie.
They're filming the fourth and fifth one back to back.
There's gonna be a fifth one?
Well, yeah, it's don't you know that it's Dante's Inferno?
There's gonna be
The story
9
of
of
John
them.
Wick. Yeah,
Okay.
it's his descent into hell.
Sounds good to me. I mean, I would go with more John Wick movies. I think they're really good. I love to watch them.
I just want to see the man like get a good night of sleep.
I just want to see the man have just a nice peaceful sleep with his dog.
House isn't
We've
blowing
gotten
up.
like
He's
one
not.
scene of that, and that's it.
Yeah, that was at the end of the last movie after he got the shit beat out of him and dropped off a fucking building.
You're right about that. I forgot that happened, but yes, that was the end of the movie. Spoilers, but I don't think it's kind of old, right? Pretty sure people have seen it already.
It's like been 2 years now, right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, the last Marvel movie I watched was Endgame, right? And I don't know if it's just because it's just me, but I just lost like a lot of the hype for the next phase of Marvel movies or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know,
Because
I'm a little bit weird about that.
they didn't do anything to motivate you for the next generation of superheroes. And it's like my big problem is that Iron Man should have died at the beginning of the movie in space. We should have gotten a recorded message of his like descent through space as he slowly died, and now he's a martyr. And other characters should have become like the new people. The fucking kid from Iron Man 3 should have become the new Iron Man. We should have gotten a new Hawkeye. We should have gotten like new versions of these heroes, and that be the next generation, and just have that be our motivation to want to keep watching these films.
I get what you're saying. They really did miss the mark in like trying to set up new characters, because like everyone's kind of attached to like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, right? Like the old cast, and like in Endgame they didn't do anything really to get us hyped for like a new cast. And since we just watched like pretty much the entire old cast like go away, it's I don't know, it's weird.
But Thor's still here, and
Thor's
he's
still here. I know
fat.
Hulk is still there. He might be there for a while, a little bit longer.
Fat
Um,
Thor is just the like living embodiment of that shitty Garfield meme. Of, like, look at this funky cat get mad. It's Monday. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's like he's
yeah,
the living embodiment of that, and it's like, why
he's just a
is
living
this in here?
embodiment of Monday. If you
Why did they
think a
make
person can
this?
be Monday, it would be Thor in Endgame.
It's like, hey, we just had Thor experience literally the most traumatic shit. He
I,
failed to kill the guy, and maybe we should have him mourning the fact that he failed this and have him be like a more determined character. Nope, he's lazy and fat now.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it seemed like that way. So like, because I know they were trying to like get him into a funny light, like make him really comical and stuff. But to
They
me, I was
still
kind of just I
could.
was pitying that man. I was like, damn, he's so depressed. He became fat, and he plays Fortnite now. That's like the worst life I could imagine someone to have.
Well, I've got one thing up on Thor.
But
I don't play Fortnite.
exactly. Did you hear about Fortnite? What happened to it
Yeah,
lately? Or Epic
yeah, they're
Games?
going. They're going to war.
They're I guess they're going to war with Apple, but like
And all other
I don't know,
app
the circumstance is just
distributors.
so stupid with that. Um, do you know exactly what happens, or should I explain it?
Uh, you can explain it. I'm pretty sure I know what happens though.
Okay, I'll just explain anyway, because why not? So basically, what happened was, at least this is what I've heard from like, because I saw Moist Critical's video about it, Charlie's video.
Ah, a man of
Yes,
culture, I see.
yes, a very funny commentator. But anyway, what he said, and what I'm going to say to you is that their app on the iOS store was taken down. It was removed from the store. It was basically banned and blocked because um, Epic Games found a way to have people buy V-Bucks that avoided Apple's policy of the 30% cut. Like they take 30% of off the microtransactions. So what Apple did was they just removed the app from the store, so no Fortnite anymore. And then Fortnite, or at least Epic Games, they posted like a video of like a parody of one of Apple's old commercials, the 1984 commercial. And then yeah, and then like the text on it was like Apple has like a monopoly on something, and you have to let's fight them and remove the monopoly or something like that. It was just stupid. And I guess that's the situation.
All right.
It's kind of weird, because like it's there's no doubt that like physically and logically, like Epic Games is in the fault here, because they signed a contract of that they would agree to Apple's terms when they put their app on their store, and then they what was it they ignore the terms on the contract. They just straight up break it, and then they get kicked, and now they're angry about it. And the even crazier part is that there's 100% going to be like a large group of people that support Epic Games in this like
Right.
thing, but they're not gonna win because it's legally they're in the wrong, you know. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird how game companies nowadays just kind of they're the ones like seeking drama now. It used to be like YouTuber drama, and now it's just company drama. There's just straight up company drama.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
How the world has evolved, James. We're in the future now.
Whoa, 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 well, has it evolved though?
I
This
feel
feels
like
like we're going.
I
This
feel
feels
like
like we're going
we're
back.
walking forwards, but we're on a treadmill that's faster than how we walk forward.
There, it's
That's how I
we
feel.
walk.
That's what I feel
We
like.
walk at a. We walk at a 2. The treadmill's at 5.
Sometimes the treadmill runs out of battery, but then some douchebag comes and changes out the battery, and it's good to go again. That's I don't know how good of a metaphor that was, but that was I give myself a pat on the back for that
Do
one.
you use a treadmill that runs on a battery?
Shut up, James. Shut up and just accept the metaphor for what it is. uh, okay, I guess while we're on the topic of like companies and stuff, and I guess we're talking about YouTube now. Um, is there like, are you gonna like vary your content on your channel any, or you think you're just gonna stick to podcasts?
Uh, for the moment being, because my like outside YouTube, my life's kind of just not really got a bunch of space in it.
Yeah.
For the moment being, it's gonna be just podcasts. But the moment like Corona's over and stuff, I am gonna be switching to be doing like more than just that.
Mm.
Like the podcasts are still gonna come, but I'm also doing a bunch of like live action stuff, like films, and I just can't wait for this to be over so I can actually do those.
This podcast to be over?
No, the coronavirus.
Okay, because the way he said, the way he said it was like, I can't wait for this to be over so I could get to working that. Anyway, I'm pulling your leg. Anyway, I guess then the viewers have something to look forward to.
I mean, I hope so. It's something I've spent a lot of time and. Oh,
Give me a second. There's like an intruder. I gotta go shoot the dude. Let me put down my dogs real quick. I'll be just. Give me a second. Just a quick second.
yeah. I see it's just me and you now, viewer. And JD when he listens back.
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry
Hi,
about that.
hi.
It's just, I don't know. My dogs just like love barking whenever I'm trying to record something that has anything to do with audio. Anyway,
They get like that, don't they?
huh?
They get like that, don't they?
They do get like that. Like
They
literally
do
anything
do.
happens outside that's outside of just sunlight, and they see anything that moves, it's just a bomb went off in their head. Anyway, you don't have to worry about that anymore. I took care of it.
Nice.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember where I left off.
Something
yeah,
about live action
yeah.
videos.
I've put a lot of work into these. I've made sure that like the stories are just like at my finest and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I kind of half-ass a lot of stuff, like I kind of am with the D&D game. It's like
Yeah.
I put a lot of effort into making this overarching story, but it's like when we get to the small stuff, I'm like struggling to improvise, but I'm still doing my best. But with like the live action stuff,
Yeah.
I'm I'm putting so much work and like trying to make this something great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the stories that I've done so far, I'm very excited for people like to hear the just the more grounded ones
Right.
compared well like they're all very out there because none of them are like relying on too much realism. They do take place in like superhero stuff or sci-fi or even just like kind of from there just like it's a bit like fictional comparatively, but well, sort of, but still, I really want people to enjoy these as much as I'm enjoying making them. I've got so much stuff to go from there, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's beautiful, beautiful even. So you thinking this is gonna be like a long-term thing on your channel? You think you're gonna be
Yeah, I
doing
mean,
this for like a
hopefully.
while?
I really hope I am. It's something it's not just something that like comes down to just like a few videos. It's something that I want to like do and keep people entertained with and wanting to come back to for a while.
Yeah,
It's
because I'm thinking, yeah,
it's
I have like the same mindset with my own channel. I know I didn't post anything before I was on the podcast, but that podcast kind of gave me a little bit of motivation to kind of do my own stuff on my channel. And right now, I guess I'm just kind of in the testing phase. I'm like dipping my toe into water to like different types of videos to see what would work. And I really didn't want to. I don't know if you saw the one video that I made about the well, basically I played a porn game.
yes, I
Yeah,
saw it.
I played that game, and my only intention in doing that was to see how many views I would get on a type of video like that. Because it was very low effort. I basically just sat down for like 20 minutes. I played this one game. I cut like maybe 3 times in the whole video, and that was it. And it was a terrible video, and I
No, it was
almost want to just
amazing.
take it down because I don't want my channel to kind of be like that.
Don't you dare.
I really want to just because okay, so there's like 50 views on that
Right.
video. There's 50 views on the video, and
There's 50 people who watch that.
there are zero of those are me. I have not watched my video back. That
It's
video.
amazing.
I have not watched that video back because I was just like, oh my god, I was like high or I was really tired one night. I think I recorded that at like 12 at night, and that's why I was so quiet. I think because I can't make a racket at night while my parents are sleeping because I don't like to bother them. But so yeah, that's basically it. Jesus Christ, I put no effort into that, and then like the very next video I made, I put a lot of effort into that. I put like an hour of editing into that. I'm a pretty fast editor because I had a YouTube channel before. I don't know if I told you about this, James, but
You have not.
I had a YouTube channel before, and I don't like to talk about it because it was really cringy. And of course, anything that you see yourself in the past, you think it's cringy. But like I'm talking
I
like it's
definitely
it's
I
really
understand.
cringy.
No. I understand. Trust me.
Right. Um, anyway, I'll talk about that channel later. But right now, yeah, I made like a video and I put a lot of effort into it, and then it gets like not as many views. It gets like no views pretty much. And I'm okay with that because I kind of walked into this scene being like, this is gonna be a hobby, right? There's no way that I'm gonna blow up here because you basically just have to get lucky. If you make a video and it gets popular, you just got lucky, pretty much. Like the YouTube algorithm is just like, all right, I guess that we're just recommend this one, right? That's just basically how it works.
Right.
So yeah, so I'll just keep making videos up until um, I don't want to anymore, and I think that's it. That's just my mindset. Basically, I just have a lot of fun making, or I have a lot of fun recording shitty things, and then editing them to make them more shitty, and that's just funny to me.
I mean, yeah, that is what the fucking D&D podcast pretty much is.
Right, right.
Just five shitters bullshitting with each other.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, I think I can look back on most of my videos and be like, you know what, it wasn't that bad. I just look back on it and be like, that was a pretty good time. I remember that, like nostalgia's sakes. Um, and like this pandemic actually gave me sort of a chance to um, try and jumpstart my YouTube because I know I chose a pretty bad time because in about a week's time I have to go back to classes at UNLV.
Cool.
So that means my rate at which I can edit and record videos are going to slow down, and that's fine. Uh, and I wish I kind of did this sooner in the summer, but I also took summer classes, so I guess it's whatever, really. Um, But yeah, but just know that I am gonna keep posting videos. I don't know how sporadic they are because sometimes I post them like daily, and sometimes I wait like a couple days. But it just really just depends. And no, they're not all gonna be as shitty as the hentai game that I played.
But JD,
What?
that was good.
It was bad, man. It was really bad. I remember editing that while it was like 1 in the morning, and I was like, I don't even remember finishing editing that. I don't remember rendering it. I don't remember uploading it. It was just a fever dream. And
Like a fever nightmare.
the worst part about it is, I recorded 2 parts. I recorded
Oh,
2 parts of the hentai game. And the second one is still sitting in my raw footage folder, rotting away, and I don't want to edit it, and I don't even want to look at it. Okay?
JD, you want me to ghost edit this for you?
Hell no, Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure I gave like the worst commentary. It was just unfunny. The gameplay's awful because it's an awful game, right? And the only redeeming part about it is that you get to see you just get to see naked girls at the end, and that's it.
Is that redeeming though?
It's not redeeming because it sucks. Like you'd much rather just go on like Pornhub or something. It'll be 10,000 times better than what that game was. It was horrible. Yeah, I don't think I'll do that again, unless it gets really really. I hate that how that's the
Unless
that's
you, the fans, vote for it.
no, you won't.
For
But you probably
for,
will, and I'll probably do another one.
for Rat and Mayan.
That is.
You want to do a
I-
duo commentary?
I hate. Just hit you up on the share screen and be like, yo, so what do you think about me putting this puzzle piece here? It's like, well, I think it goes here. I think that was their commentary during the video. That was my commentary. It was like, I had a puzzle piece and I was like, I wonder where this goes. I wonder where this piece goes. I think this piece goes over here. That was my commentary. That was it. Like, when I was watching it back, I do remember some parts of me editing that, and it was just, I cut out like half the video was just me being like, oh, I think this piece goes here. That was it. God. I hate how that's the video with the most views on my channel right now. And I really want to make something that's good content. It's like it's original or something. At least it's not that. And I want something else to have a lot of views.
Well, don't worry, JD. With a show named Chute, I'm sure this will get a bunch of views.
I'm sure it won't, but maybe it will. I'm not sure. It's going to go up anyway, and I'm going to do more of this anyway. I kind of want to make this a weekly thing.
What if we got it a theme song?
I'm a really big fan of Super Mega's intro and outro songs. Like just the smooth jazz, and like I gotta say that taste is really nice, and I'm gonna put something like that in this podcast.
I was gonna say, we go to our resident ginger friend Zachary.
No idea who that is, but okay.
You don't know who Zach is?
No, I don't know who Zach is. Who's Zach?
Oh. Well, his last name is quite controversial.
Okay, lay it on me.
Zachary Auschwitz.
Auschwitz. I don't know what you mean about that. Continue.
Oh, okay. You don't know him? Really?
Zachary Auschwitz? Remind me, was he in our high school?
Yes.
Then 100% I don't know him.
He
No
had
idea.
long ginger curly hair.
Long ginger curly hair.
He was the
I know you're
drummer-
ringing a lot of bells, but I'm not hearing them, so.
He's the drummer of a metal band.
What? I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So he makes music, right?
Yeah, the point was that I was gonna say we could just have him do a metal outro drum solo.
We can have a metal outro. You want to have a metal outro drums? We'll put in a metal outro drum solo then. If that
Hell
ever
yeah.
happens. Maybe not on this episode, but eventually. Okay, so what do you think about this schedule? We record this on like Saturday or sometime before Sunday, and I'll upload this on Sunday.
That sounds good.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't feel like there would have to be much editing done for it, so.
No. It's very, because podcasts, to me at least, podcasts are kind of easy to edit. I don't know if you know my
Nice.
editing style from just watching a couple of my videos, but I have a pretty low key editing style. Sometimes I'll go crazy and maybe add in some like text and images. Crazy. But
Whoa,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, whoa.
Calm down.
Calm down there with the stock businessman image.
Hey, hold up. I'm using that.
Are you? Yeah, no. Yeah. I think but I most of my editing actually is audio based for my videos. Just cuz I have my shitty microphone and like I'm big on, if I was going to watch a video on YouTube, I really don't actually watch it and I just put it on in the background. Hold on a second. Am I cutting out for you?
No.
Okay. I'll put it on the background, and so I'll listen to it. So I need to make sure it at least sounds decent.
I mean, for like stuff like celluloid slaughter, my brother is like constantly yelling and he doesn't understand how to move away from the mic when he does.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go in and like change the pitch in those certain parts, but there's so many scattered throughout the video.
Oh, so like
And
places
then,
where he'll peak.
yeah, and then there's
Yeah.
like so much dead air that I want to cut around because I just don't want there to be too much.
Right.
Which is something that we've gotten better at not doing, but it's still present in like the early stuff.
You know, even though this is the first episode, I feel like we did a really good job in cutting out dead air. There's
Yeah,
not a lot
we
of dead air
just-
in this one. Cuz there's just so much to talk about. You know, I really wanted to do that bit where we just don't talk for like a
I
good
was
30
gonna-
seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna stay quiet. And
But
then
I
just, like,
really
cut
don't
their
want to
stuff.
have dead air in this. Okay, maybe later. We'll do that later. But anyway, this has been your episode of Crap
Oh,
Shoot.
wait, were you talking? I thought you cut out because you were doing the bit.
I
Had you
cut
been
myself
saying
off
something?
because we were doing the bit. I didn't say anything during that entire time.
Okay.
Right. That was the later. I was like, we'll do that later, but and then I just didn't say anything. Was it funny? Did it tickle your funny bone?
Yes, I couldn't tell if you had dropped from the call or something.
That's the point.
I was like, this is either really funny or it's gonna take a bit.
Is it really funny or it's really funny? Either one.
There
Anyway.
are only two absolutes in life, bucko. You're either really funny or you're really funny.
You're funny or you're funny looking. That's what my
Oh.
father used to say to me.
Oh.
You're funny looking. He's a big Marvel
You
fan.
didn't even say the first part?
No, actually. Well, don't worry. Yeah, I guess we can wrap it up now. It's been like an hour and 30 minutes. And I think that's a pretty good length for a podcast. Probably. Anyway, this has been the first episode of Crap Shoot. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a comment saying you enjoyed it and or tickle that like button. You can subscribe if you want to, but you don't really have to. I'm more interested in views than subscribers. Although I think you do have to have like 1,000 or something for monetization. So let's do that first, and then
What? That's how you get monetization? Okay, Evan.
they changed the rules of it a while back.
I thought you.
That's
could
why
just
I
be at any
dropped. That's why I
level.
dropped my. Oh shit! I was gonna talk about my previous YouTube channel. Should I talk about it now or later?
Well, that could be a little cliffhanger for next episode.
For next episode.
Wow,
Wow! Yeah, dab on him. Got him with the fucking spit. Bop that. Boom. Thank you for joining us. Yes, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Next week.
Yes, every Sunday next week.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday. Gotta take that crap.
Every Saturday.
Send your if you have funny topics and stuff that you want us to talk about, go and send it down the crap shoot, huh?
Yeah, and if you
we'll
want to
get
yell
it.
at me because you don't like my views on Marvel movies,
Go over to his
Okay.
channel and yell about it to
go over
him.
to my channel and yell at me about it.
Don't yell about him in the comment section of this video, because this video is gonna be on my channel.
Hey, yeah, you there.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like your friend
Rat
James.
and Mayan,
He's got
you two in the
shitty
comment
face.
section down there. You get out of there and you go over to my channel and shit on me there.
Yeah, shit on James there. Send him down the crap chute.
You go over there and you tell me that, hey man, I disagree with your views, where I'll then destroy you for all my opinions.
My logic and opinions. Opinionated logic. I think I'll do a thing where we fade out slowly. It's gonna start now. We're fading out now. We're fading out. Next Sunday, don't forget. Next Sunday.